Good morning guys, and welcome to Life of Pi, coming at you from New Bagan. It is roasting hot up here, which is pretty nice. The bus ride was okay, about 9 hours long, got in at 5:30, 6 AM, and then grabbed a taxi down to my hotel with 2 or 3 other people, so it only cost sort of 2,000 Kyat for the taxi, which is about £1. I did not sleep on the bus at all, so grabbed a few winks in the hotel, staying at the Crown Prince, which is absolutely beautiful. Our room is amazing, I'll show you that later today. We are now heading out to pick up some e-bikes so that we can drive around Bagan over the next 2 days. So I spotted a place just down the road where you can get your e-bike and free laundry, and I need to get laundry done, so let's go and find out how much it costs. This is the place we're getting our e-bikes from, 7,000 Kyat, and you get the e-bike for a day and a half, and we also get free laundry. So we just dropped all our laundry off, and for 7,000 Kyat, that's a pretty good deal. It's what, £4, $5 at most, and they're just sorting out my buddy Hunter's bike, and mine is this little bad boy, this green behemoth right here. So we're going to head off exploring some of the temples of Bagan. We've got our e-bikes, we've got our laundry dropped off, and now we've just got to drive the 2 or 3 kilometres from New Bagan to Old Bagan and start exploring all the temples. So let's go and check it out. So here I am cruising on my e-bike with an impressive top speed of 10 kilometres per hour. It means I can film whilst driving, because this is the slowest I've ever driven. But the e-bike's pretty cool. Here I am riding it, and it's pretty cheap and it gets you around. So let's get on the move and see some temples. So here we are at the first of many pagodas that we will see over the next few days. This is Sen Nyat Pagoda. So everywhere you look around Bagan, there are just pagodas everywhere. There's over 3,000 temples in the area, and I'm fairly sure after a day and a half of looking at temples, it's going to be pretty overwhelming. But the sunset and sunrise are going to be amazing, so we're going to try and find a spot later for sunset. In the meantime, we're just going to check out some of the pagodas that we can stop at. So pretty much every 100 metres there are new temples. So 100 metres down the road and we're at the second temple. There's 2 little temples directly behind me, and then if I spin you round, you've got the entire kind of complex over here. If we look out this way as well, so the other side, you can just see the peaks of all the other temples, and everywhere you look there are more and more temples. So a lot of the temples you can climb as well, which is pretty cool. So I'm just climbing up these little set of stairs, and then we've got a view over to the Irrawaddy River down there. And here's one of the temples that we're on top of. Let's check out the view from one of the tips of the temple. We've only climbed about 10 metres, but you can make out in the distance there hundreds and thousands of temples all along the skyline. It's amazing. So here's the next temple on our tour. This one's actually laden with gold underneath all that scaffolding, so you can just about make out the gold spire. And there's a really cool little lion just there, like a mythical lion that's kind of guarding the place. It's beautiful. So at this temple, people stand in this little well and praise the Buddha, which is inside that temple. It's really quite cool. These people over here are cleansing their souls. So by pouring water on Buddha, it is a method for cleansing your soul. Next stop is That Bien Phu Phaya, which is one of the bigger temples. So if you take a look at this, it is pretty sensationally big. I'd say it was probably 50 metres wide, 50 metres long, built in a square, and I'm fairly sure you can climb around some of it, but just take in some of the majesty of this temple. It's absolutely stunning. And this is probably the biggest one we've seen so far. So just by the biggest temple that we've seen so far is this little pagoda. There's a set of stairs that you can climb up. Let's go have a little climb up it, see what it looks like from the top. So here we are just walking around the top of the pagoda. It's pretty cool that you can just come up here and walk around it. And then if we look out this way, go through the views all across Bagan. And everywhere you look is a temple, a stupa, or like some sort of spire. And it's incredible. So this next temple is Ananda Phaya. We're going to go inside and just see if we can climb it. From the looks from the outside, I don't think we can. And we are in search of the best place for sunset. Here we are inside Ananda Phaya. And it is really cool. There's a big kind of pot of money in the middle where everyone makes their donations. And then right through that archway is a big golden Buddha. So let's go and get a closer look. So the golden Buddha in here is ginormous. It's got to be about 25 metres high. So on each side of the temple is this giant Buddha. It's on both sides. Absolutely magnificent. There's a huge gemstone in the forehead. I'm not sure if you guys can quite make that out. And this is a really popular temple. It's about another temple that you can climb up, and this is the little stairway that you can climb up. We're hoping the view up here is going to be pretty good for sunset. Check it out, it is tiny. So once you climb up the really claustrophobic staircase, you're treated to 360-degree views over all of old Bagan. So there's loads of temples that way, there's a big one there, and if we keep walking around, you see more and more temples. I don't think this is the best spot for sunset, so we're going to move on to another spot now. So it seems we've picked the most popular temple for the sunset. Obviously it's probably got some of the best views, but check out how many people there are on this temple. Check out how mental it is up here, guys. Cannot move anywhere, and you can barely see the view because there's people in the way everywhere. This is not the best spots for sunset. So that's it from the sunset spot. As you could see from the video, it was incredibly busy and that kind of detracted a little bit from the sunset. It's one of the best spots to see the sun setting, and the sunset was cool. The colours now in the sky up this way are really quite something. The problem is all the cars and people. So whilst this is a good spot for sunset, I wouldn't recommend it if you're short on time. I would try and find a smaller pagoda that you can climb to the top of and have some peace and quiet, and that is what we're going to do tomorrow. Guys, so that's going to be it for tonight. I'm standing surrounded by little temples everywhere you look, and I hope you've enjoyed this introduction to Bagan. Tomorrow is going to be a full day exploring, sunrise, sunset, loads going on tomorrow. In the meantime, give the video a thumbs up, remember to hit subscribe, and until tomorrow guys, peace out.